you are capable of winning races. But you can't do it alone. It's time to elevate your game to the next level with RMR Driving Academy. Richard Murtaugh is the longest-running setup builder on iRacing with nearly a decade of experience. With a combined 13,000 rating across 2 accounts, Murtaugh has helped more than 20 drivers advance to the World of Outlaws Pro Series. Log on to rmrdrivingacademy.com or find them on Facebook and Instagram.
Good Thursday evening, everybody. Welcome to the Dirt Racing Network and live coverage of the NetCode ESports Mighty Midget Series. Oswego Speedway for the first time in series history. Right here tonight, double header for you, and Right now, it's about seeing if anybody can put an end to the heater that Cody Parmley is on. He has won everything he has entered in this series this season. I believe, and I may be wrong, that he will be hot shoe, and he will be starting at the back of at least the first feature tonight. All my information. Yep, says that Cody Parmley, I think he's got about 7 in a row now, and he is hot shoe tonight. We will be running the doubleheader at the 5/8 mile here, and then we will go next week for the season finale to Cedar Lake Speedway, crowning champion. Currently, Josh Gerlach holds the points lead. He's got a scant 4 points on Billy Barros, 46 on Wayne Anelski, 51 on David Krikorian, and 77 on Garrett Boyd. And Gerlach has also taken over the Ironman points lead. He leads by 115 over Craig Silby. David Krikorian 130, 165 over Barros, and Anelski 262 markers back. I'm gone for 2 weeks, and everything goes cuckoo sideways. Come back, and the guy with a face for radio, suddenly the points leader. We'll see how he does here at Oswego tonight. Right now, he is third quick in the pre-race warm-up session. No qualifying. They random draw for their heats in the first one. We run the heats off. I think we have enough cars for a pole dash tonight. They'll do the pole dash, and they'll draw a random for it too, and then 30-lap feature, and then the second show will come in. Practice qualifying, top 5 lock in to the A main. Everybody else will go through an LCQ. Winner of that LCQ will join those 5, and it'll be a 6-car redraw for the 30-lap A main in show number 2. 14 drivers tonight, so good field. Anybody was here last week, make sure that you let me know how did, and the week before that too, how did KR do for everybody. So we'll get ready for heat number 1 right now. We're going to line them. Wow, look at this front row. Look at that front 2 rows in this. This is a stacked. Look at that whole field. Anybody in here could come and win this heat race, and they can also come in here and win this feature tonight. Wow, look at that. The 49 of Bo Brandon, the 21 of Garrett Boyd have that front row, and then Wayne Anelski, who has been really improving over the last couple of seasons, has really showed it quite well this season. He starts a 13-car inside row number 2. Josh Gerlach in the 71. He's on the outside of that row. Then David Krikorian in the 66. And Steven Spiess in the 55 make up row number 3. And your 7-time in a row feature winner, Cody Parmley. And he's going to start hot shoe on the feature, so he is not even going to come out. I would come out and get laps in just so I could see what the track was going to do. But there he is. He's way back there. So he is rolling it up. So no matter how he finishes in this, he's still going to the back for the feature. So we'll get ready with Bo Brandon and Garrett Boyd. I almost put Gerlach way ahead of himself. Garrett Boyd up there on the front row. They'll get ready to kick us off this time around. Guys, don't be afraid to shout out in the chat. Say hi. Let me know where you're watching from. Just about time for green flag racing. The pace truck is ducking off down there in turn number 3. We'll roll out of turn number 4. And we're underway. Brandon on the bottom. Out in front, 15 car lengths already. Off the top side, Garrett Boyd going to grab second. He used that high line to keep the momentum up. Wayne Anelski moved up to third. Gerlach's in a hornet's nest back there. He had him stacked up too wide to his inside. They've sorted that out. He now sits fourth. Spieth is fifth. Krikorian back to the sixth spot, and Cody Parmley way back to the back in seventh. Doesn't look like he's putting any pressure on anybody right now. Bo Brannon around to the bottom. Famously catfishes these tracks. And Garrett Boyd right through the middle, kind of a modified slider line right there. He's keeping pace with your leader. He's actually faster last lap, this lap. Yeah, he's just as fast. Not making up any ground, but he is just a couple of feet faster every lap. Ah, big slider. Oh, I thought he was going to go for it. He drove it in deep inside on turn number 3. Not able to hold it. Had to back off to keep from getting into Brandon. Brandon is going to use that to his advantage. Oh, well, then he's going to make a gigantic mistake. He'll go from first to third as Josh Gerlach now scoots up to second. Brandon went for the slider line. He cooked it a little bit too much. Got the right rear in the fence. He's going to go back after Gerlach. Gerlach's up on the outside. Somebody just clipped the fence back there deep in this field. I think it was Steven Spieth, and he may have gotten the old kicked out of the arena deal there. He probably went over the fence, and it automatically flicked him to the infield. I saw David Krikorian just kick the fence back in turn number 3. Parmley now up to the 4th spot. He's right behind Bo Brannon. We're getting down to it. We're coming around to the white flag. Brannon trying to work around the inside and get the spot away from Gerlach. It's not enough. Gerlach still has it coming to the white flag. We'll watch these two the rest of the way. Boyd has it in control. This time Gerlach with a big run. Parmley with the cut down line is going to move to 3rd. Out of 4. Boyd's going to win the heat. Gerlach's going to hang on for 2nd. Brandon will take 3rd back. Parmley 4th. Anelski, Krikorian, and Spieth. So the inside row now set, except for the top 3 are going to go into a redraw. So we'll just see how that shakes out. We'll get ready for our 2nd and final heat. Now we'll line them up with the 12 of Brent Wacker on the pole. Austin Motley in the 37 will be to his outside. The 24, Lizzie Smith inside of row number 2. And Riley Scott in the 88 will be the outside of that row. And then you'll have Craig Silby, the Kiwi Conqueror, inside row number 3 next to the 76 of James Gray. And the guy that is really close in the points is going to start P7, Outback Jack, for heat number 2. Wacker and Motley. We haven't seen Austin in a minute in this series, or at least I haven't. He might have been here the last couple of weeks, but lights go off on the pace truck. That means we're getting ready to go green the next time we come out of turn number 4. 8 more laps, top 3 into the redraw. And this will make up the outside row. Except for those top 3, they could redraw anywhere in the top 6 to start the A main tonight. All right, green flag ready to come out. Pace truck already out of the way. Oh, drivers all over. I don't know what was going on there, but the green flag coming out. We had guys all over the place, way out of whack on the start. It's going to let the top two get a little bit of a breathing space here. Here comes Craig Silby on the bottom of a 3 wide. He had Scott. Oh, I don't know who's backwards. That's James Gray that's backwards in turn 3. Looks like he's going to get it going again, but he fell way off the pace. Craig Silby up to 3rd. Riley Scott, Billy Barros were the 2 cars he was 3 wide with. Now Silby goes around Wacker for 2nd. Got his sights set on the point right now. Austin Motley, the car that's keeping him from being out front. So we have lost another one, Lizzie Smith, into the pits as well. Motley with a mistake up top. That opens the door for Silby, and Motley's going to try to cross him over. Thought there was contact right there. Looked like the 7 car bounced a little getting into the corner, but he's going to be okay. Everybody working from the middle down on this track. Silby out of 4 coming around. It's going to be 4 laps to go. Riley Scott up to 2nd. Billy Barros to 3rd. Austin Motley has fallen all the way back to the 4th spot. It is a little ways back to Wacker. Started on the pole. That car just doesn't look like it's handling very good. He's having trouble with it. He has fallen quite a ways back already, but not Craig Silby. Craig Silby from 5th to 1st, and he's opened it up to nearly a 2nd on Riley Scott. Billy Barros started 7th. He's worked his way up to the 3rd position. Needs all the points he can muster here. Gerlach finished 2nd in his heat, so that's a couple of points. It'll be a 6-point gap, roughly, when we get to the feature. The white flag this time around. Silby 1 second out in front. Riley Scott. Billy Barros really close, but I don't think he's got enough time and enough momentum to go up here and steal a 2nd place finish. Silby will win it. Scott, Barros, they'll all go to the redraw. Motley, Wacker, Smith, and Gray will make up the last 4 spots in that outside row. We wait to see how the redraw grows. Top 3 from the 1st heat, top 3 from the 2nd heat. Those 6 will get a redraw. And you could have finished 3rd in your heat and still draw the pole, so. I mean, with the freight train that is Cody Parmley, you're going to have to figure out how you slow him down. Last 2 shows for this week, folks. We will be back again on Monday for a doubleheader, and then Tuesday, Wednesday, and doubleheader next Thursday as well, before we take about 4 days off and enjoy the Memorial Day holiday. Here we go with the redraw. And Billy Barros will go from finishing 3rd in his heat to the pole. He'll have Craig Silby on his outside. Then it'll be Josh Gerlach and Riley Scott in row 2, and Garrett Boyd and Bo Brandon on the back. So a big shakeup with the redraw. That's what we like. So you'll see that front shake up quite a bit. Silby gets to stay put. Riley Scott stays put. Billy Barros goes from P6 to P1. Gerlach stays put. Bo Brandon slides over in Billy Barros' vacated spot, and Garrett Boyd goes from the front row to row number 3 to the inside. Then Parmalee and Austin, and Parmalee should be dropping to the back. So that'll move Anelski next to Motley in row number 4. Krikorian next to Wacker in row 5. And Spieth up next to Smith in row number 6. And then you'll see James Gray and Cody Parmalee in the back row. They'll go single file here, make sure everybody gets where they're supposed to be. During this next lap, well, actually, that's not right. We got to get the green flag first. So they'll do 2 laps under the green to get everybody situated. And at the end of that second lap, we'll be to the double file again, and then we will let our pole sitter officially start this thing. 30 laps under the green flag for both of our features tonight. So we're going to see if Parmalee can come all the way from the back and make his way to the point and go for his 8th straight. Yeah, he started 3 weeks ago, and he has not lost a race in the last 3 weeks. Triple header 2 weeks ago, a double header 3 weeks ago, a triple header 2 weeks ago, a double header last week. I think the season record is 10. And if he wins here tonight, he could break that next week if he can show up and win both races. He could get to 11, which is a ridiculous amount of wins. We should have somebody that is right around 100 starts. All right, doubling them up, getting ready to go green, 30 laps. Feature number 1 tonight. Billy Barros, right in front of the guy that leads him in the points by just a handful, Josh Gerlach, and we're underway. Silby led the points for most of the season, and he has fallen back quite some distance. I think he's missed a few races. He comes out second as we get to the end of lap number 1. Gerlach is 3rd. Boyd is still 4th. Bo Brandon working the bottom. He's trying to get up there inside the top 4, but a big run down the backstretch for Garrett Boyd, and he pulls alongside Gerlach, and he's going to go into a stacked entry there in 3 and 4, and he may give up spot. Bo Brandon may go 2 for 1 here. Brandon will go to 3rd. Boyd back to 4th. Gerlach is 5th, and then Riley Scott, Wayne Anelski, Austin Motley, Steven Spieth, David Krikorian. Parmalee is up to 11th. Started this thing about 13th or 14th. Right now, Billy Barros running a pretty good line around here. And he's keeping Craig Silby about 7 or 8 car lengths back.
All right, man,
Caution for the first time. Let's see what happens. Krikorian and Spieth. They're slicing and dicing. Oh, Krikorian got the car a little out of shape. Spieth got a little bit of a run, and then there you go. Little spin. Everybody's going to be able to continue. I don't even think anybody's car should be very hurt at all. So we got about 6 laps in. Barros, Silby, Brandon, Boyd, Gerlach, Scott, Anelski, Motley, Krikorian, and Parmalee. And then Gray, Smith, Wacker, and Spieth. And maybe Spieth's car is hurt a little more than I thought because he took that thing straight to pit road. Yep, he is sitting down there They're looking at it. I don't know if it's... Yep, it must have been fixable because he's going to try to roll back out here. They're about to get the green.
Green.
The green flag back out. We're going to watch and see where he comes out. He should come out right behind the field.
All right, man. Caution is out.
Caution. Well, let's go see what happened. So it looks like Smith. Yeah, he had a problem. He didn't catch exactly what he just did that to himself. Got it up, got them naked tires up against that concrete barrier. And he went for a ride. I think Steven Spieth might have been a lap down, possibly. And I might be wrong about that. Well, maybe not. Now it's showing him back there. Yeah, he was a lap down. So 25 laps to go when we go back to green. Nothing changed in the running order. We didn't even get through turns 1 and 2. Lizzie Smith, the only car not on the track, and that car went for a tumble most of the way down the front stretch and landed off in turn 1. So we get ready to go back to green flag racing. Billy Barros bunching the field up, then he jumps on the throttle, and we're back to it. Bo Brandon right on the bottom, and Craig Silby's keeping the door shut. Let's drone cam these drivers right here. Silby kept it low, little diamond action in the corner, and he's able to keep Bo Brandon at bay. This time slider line in 1 and 2, and Brandon closes up. But then, just like that, Craig Silby squirts away from him, and now he leaves the bottom open. And this time Bo Brandon may get a little closer. Yeah, he cut that in half. Garrett Boyd right behind him there in the 21 car. As they'll work into 3 and 4, coming around for 22 to go, and Brandon keeps showing him that right front tire. Silby just keeps being unflapped by it. He's just using the momentum line and keeps driving away. He's closing in on Barros. Both drivers, 2nd and 3rd place, closing in on our leader. They're opening the gap on 4th place, Garrett Boyd, right now. They may be 3 wide here the next time around. Completely different attack modes for these 3 drivers. They are running, swapping lines, changing lines, running different. They're just trying to go where the other guy is not. Bo Brandon with a little lick to the fence. It'll only slow him down just a tiny bit, though. Riley Scott now up to 4th. Gerlach is 5th. Parmalee is 6th. Garrett Boyd slipped all the way back to 10th. He must have clipped the fence.
All right, man.
David Krikorian having a problem, and he is going to have a crash here. 66 car. Oh, that was a chain reaction. And Krikorian just loops it around. That started with Boyd and Anelski making contact. Well, don't look now, but we still got 20 to go, and Cody Parmalee is 6th on this restart. So he's getting there. He's getting close. Austin Motley. And that might have been Motley that had contact with Boyd. And I think it was. He and Boyd had contact down the backstretch right there. We'll get ready to go green again. 19 laps still on the board. Not quite to halfway yet. Good restart for Barros. Silby hangs on to second. Brandon still third. Now Riley Scott got his hands full. He bumped the fence down the backstretch, and he stacked up 3 wide. Parmley's on the bottom. Gerlach's in the middle. Off the top side, Riley Scott is able to hang on to that 4th spot. But he has another mistake up here at the top of turns 1 and 2, and he's going to lose a couple of spots real quick like.
All right, man.
Caution behind Brent Wacker in the 12 car. Got in there. He didn't know where James Gray was going to be, and he just ran right over the right rear. A little tippy tumble. He'll have to tow it back to the pits. Everybody on track except for Brent Wacker. Austin Motley 2 laps down, and Lizzie Smith is 6 laps in back of the leaders. It's the first trip here, and the track is biting the guys as much as the guys are biting each other. If you do get up against that outside wall and get that car to adhere and stick, it's probably going to go for a bounce, and it's going to go up and over and out of the ballpark. A couple 3 spots on this racetrack that'll kick you straight to the pits. So it's risk reward for sure to run the very, very outside. Restart with 17 laps to go.
Green, green, green.
Barros got a good one. He opens it up to about 5 car lengths. The battle's for second at the moment. And a slip out of Bo Brandon. And that'll let Silby stay out front. Gerlach now has worked his way back to 4th as he gets around Riley Scott. Cody Parmley's just been stuck in 6th place now. Seems like it's been a little while that he's been stuck there. Oh, now he's going to get it because Scott got out of shape. He's going to keep the car under him, but he's going to lose a lot of spots. Falls all the way to 11th. He was racing for 4th with Gerlach. And now Cody Parmley will take over those duties. And he'll race with the 71. Takes the spot away. Now he's got Bo Brandon in his sights. We are halfway. Just going to cross under that halfway mark right here. A lot of laps left. Watching the 16 car. Running about 1 second off of the leaders, and the battle for the lead is starting to heat up because now Craig Silby is showing Billy Barros that he's there. He showed him the nose in 3 and 4, and he kept it there this time. Round through the middle, Barros will have the momentum as Silby slid to the top. But the top 4 in a line and only separated by about a dozen car lengths total. Time is running out. We're down to 11 to go. Barros has been out front since we dropped the green. He started on the pole via the redraw. And he wants to go wire to wire tonight. 10 laps remaining.
All right, man.
And I
Caution is
saw a
out.
car
Caution is
get
out.
sideways. Sure enough. Watch right here, the 88 car, Riley Scott. He and James Gray, yeah, I thought I saw somebody go sideways. Oh, yeah. Sideways and around. They just kind of bumped and banged a little. They'll draw a caution. Will slow things down, and that'll make everybody have to regroup as we are going to be at 9 to go. Nope, 10 to go. 10 to go. I'm sorry, 10 to go. Barros, Silby, Brandon, Parmley, Gerlach, Anelski, Spiess, Boyd, Krikorian, Gray, Scott. The 11 car still on track in the lead lap. Motley is out. And then Smith and Wacker are each 6 laps down, but still running. And they will pass Austin Motley in about 2 laps and drop him to the 12th finishing spot. We're ready to get back after it. Out of 4, green flag, back in the air.
Green flag.
Big drive into the corner for Bo Brandon, and he and Motley are going to get together after the checkup. Everybody's going backwards now. Front has shifted just a tiny bit. Now Brandon and Motley going to get after each other, and they got to deal with the 66 of Krikorian as well. And Krikorian goes high side, takes them both. Move him into the 6th spot. Steven Spiess. Right place, right time. He's up to 5th. He's got Wayne Adelski nosed in front of him. Gerlach is now on the podium in 3rd, and the battle for the lead once again starting to heat up. 8 laps remaining. Out of 4, 7 laps to go. Billy Barros, Craig Silby, Josh Gerlach have broken away from the rest of the field. Wayne Anelski has had his hands full of Steven Spiess for about a lap and a half, 2 laps now. This time Spiess trying to use the crossover to get there. He'll probably go slider right down here, and he will. Oh, I left the door open a little bit, and that is going to give Anelski enough momentum. Now the slider in 1 and 2. Anelski will go deep for the slider in 3 and 4, and he's going to come all the way out. He left enough room. Steven Spiess may do what he did and go right back by him here on the front stretch. Gerlach now up to 2nd as Silby got past Barros. Barros went from the lead to 3rd as we're coming around to 4 to go this time. Cut down line for Gerlach, and he gets a good run out of 2, but Silby had momentum off the top side. Gerlach, right rear, right up on the ledge right there. He's getting that cut down. He got a gigantic run down the backstretch, but he's not able to do anything with it. 2 to go this time by. Gap opened up quite a bit now. Gerlach slipped out of 4 right there, and it really cost him. Cost him a half second. White flag coming out. One more time around. Half a second for Silby. Opens it up a little. Now the gap closes back to half second. Too little, too late. Josh Gerlach can't run him down. Craig Silby takes the lead with about 10 to go. Leads the final few laps, and he'll pick up the win in feature number 1. Gerlach 2nd, Barros 3rd. Parmley from the back to 4th, and that breaks the string. Brannon was 5th. Anelski 6th, Boyd 7th, Gray was 8th, Spiess 9th, Lizzie Smith in 10th, Scott 11th, Krikorian 12th, Wacker 13th, and Austin Motley all the way down to the 14th finishing position. Start grabbing some drivers, moving them around here. Barros, Gerlach, and we'll wait for Craig Silby to come in. But let's grab Billy Barros, and let's talk to him. Billy, you led a lot of it, just not the lap that mattered the most.
Roger, I feel like that's what we talk about most of the time I'm up here, so I'm just trying to change that one of these days, huh?
Well, you started on the pole, and it looked like it was going to be one of those just keep the momentum line, and everything was going to be good. And then you went from first to third in the span of about a lap.
Yeah, I'm not really sure what happened there. I didn't really feel any different. I mean, I had that pressure from Craig the whole time, and man, what a great job he did to get up there and get by and keep that pressure on. And as soon as he got a nose underneath, Josh definitely took advantage of that. So congratulations to him too.
Yeah, it looked like a first trip here. This track is big. It's fast. You got to really hit the line just right every single time. First impressions on going to Oswego.
Man, there is chaos happening everywhere on this track. I mean, I obviously couldn't see what was going on behind me, but I was very well aware of some of these walls sticking out and crazy things going on that you have to look out for lap after lap. But it's a lot of fun. Man, it's fast.
Well, you were close on the first one. Redeem yourself in race number 2?
Yeah, let's go do it.
All right, man, give me some shout-outs before we let you go get ready for that.
All right, thank you, Roger. As always, good to have you back. Always good to watch the stream back on Dirt Racing Network. Thanks to Josh for putting the league on. Congratulations again to him and Craig on the podiums, and thanks again to everyone else for coming out and making this so much fun every week.
All right, man, congrats on the run. Let's see if you can better that here in run number 2.
Sounds good.
Billy Barros finishing in second now. We're going to grab a guy. We're going to bring him in here, and I'm going to ask him questions first. How in the world did you get the points lead? There's got to be some shenanigans going on. I was only gone for 2 weeks.
Yeah, KR was here. It was so much nicer. Not a lot nicer questions and everything. But no, man, just I guess I'm doing something right, huh?
You know, KR does not stand for kiss bleep. It just doesn't. Man, a great run, and you got up there and you were putting a lot of pressure on Silby, who was trying to put pressure on Barros, and then the door just opened. Man, you were able to go right in there and get into the second place spot here. This track looks like it's kind of technical, even though it's big and wide.
It definitely is, and Craig and I were just talking about that, how this is very unique and it's huge for these cars, which they're a lot of fun though. You know, if we had a little bit more horsepower, it'd be crazy. But yeah, you know, I hate it for Bo that I think him and Cody got together or something like that. But I'm very happy at the same time. I'm pretty disappointed because I feel like I could have had Craig there.
It just looked like if you didn't hit the line perfect, you could make up ground in one spot, but the instant you were offline, you just lost everything you gained plus some each and every time.
Yeah, 1 and 2 is where I was really making up a lot of my time on pretty much everybody, and just would get such a launch off of 2 and down the backstretch. And I was telling Craig I probably went a lap too early when I was going to try to slide him, and I just entered it too shallow and really ran myself out of racetrack. So saw when that happened that it was going to be tough to get that momentum back up and get close enough to try to bomb him, and didn't happen. But you know, for points, good start to tonight.
Yeah, another great points night for you. You should extend a few points over your closest rival there, but a second place finish, nothing to be upset about. Give me some shouts, some thank yous before we let you over to the second show.
Yeah, thanks for you doing this, Roger. It's good having you back. Thanks for KR for filling in for a couple weeks. You guys always do a great job. You know, thanks for everybody that comes out. We've had a solid car count here for pretty much the entire season. So hopefully we can be back on DRN for our C season when we kick that off at the end of the summer. Otherwise, just want to thank NetCode Brand, Always Race Day, and the Knoxville Nights podcast. Make sure you follow Knoxville Nights on all the social media platforms. Stay up to date with everything happening at the Knoxville Raceway.
All right, man. Good luck in session number 2, buddy.
Thank you, Roger.
Josh Gerlach finishing second in feature number 1. And now, well, it has been a minute, but we finally get the Kiwi Conqueror up here and into the booth on top the podium tonight. Craig Silby wasn't easy by any stretch, but it looked like you guys were having a lot of fun out there.
I'm glad it looked like that because, man, that was a whole heap of fun. Hey, it's good to have you back, Roger. Glad to see you here. And, oh, man, I'm on the top of the podium. That's just the Cody Parnley show. I thought we were just all settled for second and third. But, oh, man, that battle with Billy Barros, man, we were just right there at each other lap after lap. It was cool.
Yeah, it looks like I was asking Josh a minute ago. I said, man, it looked like, he was really good in 1 and 2 and he'd make up some ground. But if you miss any line anywhere, just a little bit, everything you made up on that last good move, you lost it and some more by making just the tiniest little mistake. If you missed it by, it looked like maybe a couple of wheel widths, the car completely didn't react the way it would if you were perfect on the line.
This track is like, we hardly ever race here. Well, this is the first time I think we have, and it's just it's like a chess match. It's just so technical, and everything's happening at super high speed, but in slow motion at the same time. Like you throw it into a turn, and you're sliding and you're sliding and you're sliding, and then you eventually get to the other side of the turn, and then you're right next to the guy, and it's like, whoa, okay.
It looked like you showed him the nose several times, and he just reached down a little bit, got a little more. He finally slipped, and you scooted right on by. A little relief, or were you still white-knuckling it that last 6-7 laps?
Oh, that was the strangest pass on Billy. I was actually out of the gas, out of everything. I was like backing out. I thought, nah, because he came down, and I thought, I've got nowhere. And then he must have hit the brakes or something, because I just rolled on past. And I was like, oh shit, get on the gas, sorry. And yeah, it was wild. And but I felt a bit stink for Josh, because he showed the nose, and then I just stuck the thing right in the middle of the track, and I thought, well, he's either going to have to drive around me, which is, I don't know how, and or just send in the mega bomb, and lucky for me, he didn't.
Well, an awesome win, man. Give me some shout outs before we head for race number 2.
Thank you, Roger. Thanks to the Digital Sim Sports Network. I love having that on the side of my car. I get to see it on TV. It's so flash. And Dirt Racing Network and NetCode ESports, and I got a new sponsor on the side here, Replays. Yeah, for all the iRacing guys out there, if they like to watch replays, they might learn stuff. So let's get after the next one.
All right, man. Congrats on the win in this one. We'll see if you can, since you cut the string on Parmalee a minute ago, maybe you can take out the broom and clean up everything at the end of this.
Him and I'll start from the back, and it'll be either fun or heaps of fun.
All right, man. Congrats and good luck in run number 2.
Thanks, Roger. See you there.
Greg Silby wins feature number 1. Guys, I'm not going to go anywhere. I am going to do some handy dandy. Put this up there. We're going to play a little music. I wish I had the time to download a couple of new tunes from my man Reed Foley. I promised to get that done here pretty quickly, but for right now, we're just going to throw a little bit of some of my favorite stuff from him on, and we are going to swap servers here. And when I come back live, it'll be show number 2. Little different format, same guys, should be just as much fun. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
In the morning about 12 p.m. Too much Jack and too much Jim. My head's still pounding like a big bass drum. I reaching over for an accent, but they're already gone. Another crazy night in this cowboy's life. 'Cause I do what I wanna, do what I please, and all the bartenders let me drink for free. Everybody knows my name, and to me, you know it's just a game. Well, I get on stage and give the fans my heart, singing every night in a local bar. Sometimes it's easy, sometimes it's hard. It's a day in the life of a hillbilly rock star. There's a lot I learned, and everything I got I worked hard to earn. I give it all up because I love my fans, but if you don't like me, well, I don't give a damn. It ain't hard to see why people want to live like me. It's 'cause I do what I want, I do what I please, and all the bartenders let me drink for free. Everybody knows It's a little bucked up, but we're all alright. Don't hurt the drain. Hey, let me hear you sing that I do what I want, do what I please, and all the bartenders let me drink for free. Everybody knows my name, and to me, you know it's just a game. Well, I get on stage and give the fans my heart, 'cause thanks to them, I'm a big old star. Sometimes it's easy, sometimes it's hard. It's a day in the life of a hillbilly rock star. Hillbilly rock star. I saw you today down at the store. You look as good as you did before, and I hope you don't mind. I gave you a call. I'm feeling bad and I'm wanting to talk. How have you been? Me, I've been fine. Just that a thought that keeps crossing my mind, and I'm wanting to know. Tell me the truth. I need an answer to this question for you. Who's turning you on, making you laugh, helping you live and forget the past? Who's making you smile, not making you blue? Who is the guy saying I love you? Who's lucky enough to be spending his nights not here all alone, but right by your side, driving you home and turning you on? Past, I made some mistakes, and it was my fault.
Alrighty, folks, we are back for show number 2. Big thank you to my man Reed Foley. Check him out on all of the streaming services for music, Spotify, Apple Play Store, everywhere. He's got a lot of newer music out that I need to get uploaded and ready to go in there. He's got a couple of songs that I really like right now, and be sure you go check him out. We got 13 of them back out of the 14 from show number 1. Trying to look through this list and see who's missing, and I am just coming up blank. It'll come to me at some point. Tell you, we're suspiciously missing a couple of guys that I'm used to seeing on a weekly basis in here, but I know it's getting close to summer. Kids are getting out of school. People are going on vacations, different things. So missing Reed Brochart for sure. But we are ready whenever the admins are ready to give them the track and get the qualifying session going. So, some quick information. Back on Monday night, 8 o'clock Eastern. Dirt Slingers and Monday Night Thunder. Doubleheader. Will be the big block modifieds in show number 1 at 8 o'clock Eastern. They'll turn around, follow that up with 360 wing sprint cars into show number 2 at 9:30 Eastern. Tuesday night, Epic Racing Association is back with the AMP grading and excavating. Pavement late model stock cars. Great little pavement short track series. Wednesday night. So they are getting close to winding up their season on the Midwest Truck Series. We saw a good one last night at the Legacy Texas Speedway. They're back on Wednesday night. That is an 8:15 Eastern start time. And then we're back around to Thursday next week and the season finale for these NetCode ESports Mighty Midgets. Billy Barrow's rolling out. We got a couple of guys already on track. Nobody on the time clock just yet. It looks like Austin Motley will be the first car to get on as he goes through turns 1 and 2 here. Up the backstretch. That car is just angry right now. Yeah, that car was angry for when it started. Let's watch Garrett Boyd as he's about to finish his first lap here. Brett Wacker's going to be the first to actually time in. Then Boyd will jump right to the top, 20:43. Billy Maros times in right behind him. And not right behind, it was like 20:82, but he's close. Josh Gerlach making his way around. Ow! Something bit me. Gerlach, fourth quick. You got to be in the top 5 to be locked in to the A main. And Craig Silby is out here. I don't know if Silby's going to go for this or not. He may or may not. He likes to go through that LCQ. See what he can do. He bumped the fence right there. So Boyd, Brandon, Barros, Gerlach, and Anelski. James Gray is still out there. Austin Motley cannot get that car to settle and do what he wants it to. And he fought it both times he went out and tried to qualify. So we'll see him in the last chance qualifier. Here's David Krikorian. He should be one of the last cars. Cody Parmley looks like he may not take time. But Krikorian across the line. And DK goes 6th quick. He needs to pick it up just a smidgen. He needs a quarter second. If he is going to lock himself in and be part of that redraw for the pole here in just a little bit. Lap 2. 21:83 or better. No dice. Stayed over the 21:07 mark. So Boyd, Brandon, Barros, Gerlach, and Anelski are locked into the A main. We'll see everybody else in the LCQ. Whoever wins that LCQ, they'll join that top 5 in the redraw for a shot at the pole in race number 2. All right, LCQ time. We'll line them up off their qualifying. So Krikorian was 6th quick, and he will start on the pole. Then Steven Spiess on the outside of him. James Gray next to Riley Scott in row number 2. Brent Wacker and Austin Motley making up row 3. Cody Parmley and Craig Silby. Craig Silby, feature winner in show number 1. And he is just going to go on ahead and start at the back in the LCQ. He does this week in, week out. Some days it works out. Some days it does not. Interesting seeing Parmley back here. He didn't even try to qualify. So I think he wants to try to make this run through as well. We'll roll them off. Cody Parmley trying to figure out what the cushion's going to look like up there. One to go signal from the starter stand. They will go green the next time out of turn number 4. 12 laps for our LCQ. Everybody's making it in. This is just a formality, because the winner gets to join the top 5 from qualifying in the redraw. All right. Krikorian and Spiess off the front row of the LCQ. Green flags in the air.
Green flag.
We'll see who the winner is that joins the redraw. Krikorian out to the front. James Gray around the bottom made a bid for the lead, and Krikorian slammed the door, and now Gray goes up top, and Spiess gets shut off. He got into the back of the 76, and he is going to fall all the way to the 7th spot. He is still wrestling with the 55 car to try to get it under control. Krikorian out in front, clear by 8/10. Gray is second, Riley Scott, and then Craig Silby from the 8th starting spot has made it to 4th at this particular moment. He's going to have 10 more laps to try to pick off them other 3 spots. Steven Spieth, that car is all kinds of upset and now broken, and he'll take it into the infield, get it ready for the feature. Austin Motley has already made that choice as well. Krikorian got a little out of shape getting there into turn number 3. He gets it back up underneath him. Riley Scott runs the 3rd spot, and he's running a little bit of a slider line. He's kind of keeping it out wide from the center off. Now goes in straight on the top and keeps it all the way up there in 3 and 4. Parmley is up to 5th, but he is quite a ways off the lead. Couple of retirees. He got around Brent Wacker. Wacker back here in 6th spot, and he's 7 seconds off the lead. David Krikorian. Well, I almost said he's having his way with this, but the wall kind of jumped out and bit him right there in 3 and 4. He has found something in this second session. The car looks a lot faster than it did in session number 1. Oh, he's going to find the wall again. He's going to get kicked out. He got the boot. Got kicked to the pits. Too close to the wall. It flipped him up in the air, and it is out of the ballpark. And that puts James Gray out front. Craig Silby now second. Riley Scott is third. We're coming around to the wave lap. 5 laps to go. Can Gray hang on and join the redraw? '76 car out front. Riley Scott got around Craig Silby. Silby had a problem back there in 3 and 4. I think he brushed the fence. And Riley Scott got past him. And with 4 laps to go, it is just about a second from first to second. Silby in low, drove the car hard to the center, got it to rotate. He just won't have a lot of bite and drive off the corner. So he is going to have to keep fighting. Trying to get in this redraw, and he's run out of laps. 3 to go this time. A little bump of the fence getting into 1 and 2. Riley Scott noses ahead, but the run off the top side, and Silby goes back to second. 3 cars under a blanket right here for second place. Parmley's looking for a way around. He got around Riley Scott. Now he got around Craig Silby. He went 2 for 1 in the span of a corner. Oh, and then he overcooks it getting into 3 and 4, and he goes all the way back to 4th, and he might finish there. White flag coming out. James Gray on his way to being back in the redraw for tonight's A-Main. The LCQ coming to a close, and James Gray will join the other 5 in the redraw for tonight's feature. Scott second, Silby third. Wacker will come home 4th as Cody Parmley really fired it into turns 3 and 4, and he got the out of the ballpark boot as well. So we will wait for the redraw. We'll get the guys out here. We'll line them up for 30 more green flag laps. Just waiting on race control to send. Here it comes. That was quick. So they'll get ready to advance the session, get them out here for tonight's A-Main. It will be Wayne Anelski and James Gray on the front row. Garrett Boyd and Josh Gerlach in row 2. Billy Barros and Bo Brennan making up row number 3. Everybody else will finish or will start where they finished in the LCQ. And they will fill in everything from row 4 on back. As we said, Wayne Anelski and James Gray will come from row 3 straight forward to row number 1. Boyd and Gerlach will stay in the same spot. Garrett Boyd will slide back to join him. And then behind Boyd will be Billy Barros. And Bo Brennan will slide into James Gray's spot. So they stay in the same row. They're just swapping spots around. The only guy that didn't move at all, 71. Of Josh Gerlach. Riley Scott, the 88. Craig Silby in the 7 car, making up row 4. Cody Parmley in the 16, and Brent Wacker in the 12 in row number 5. David Kokori in the 66. Steven Speast, the 55. That is your 6th row. And Outback Jack for feature number 2. That's the 37 of Austin Motley. $30 more laps. 5/8 mile Oswego Speedway. First trip ever for the Mighty Midgets here. And Craig Silby can mark another record in the record books. He will win the first feature ever run by the series at this track. He's got some work to do if he is going to sweep tonight. Got a lot of fast cars in front of him. They were fast in the first feature. And a couple of them were pretty fast here in this second show. So he's got a lot of cars to pass to come from 8th to 1st and try to sweep tonight. The string for Parmley ends at 7. He'll start 9th. Two of your 3 podium drivers are starting in the top 5. From show number 1. They're starting in the top 5 in show number 2. All right, we'll get the green flag. We will keep everybody kind of at pace speed. Confirm that the order is right, and then we'll double them up at the end of lap 2. Pole sitter will get us started. After that, it's 30 green flag laps.
Green flag, green flag.
Eerily silent in my chat tonight. Kind of creepy. All righty, they'll start getting ready to double up when we come out of turn 4 here. The next time, fast and loud. Anelski and Gray. I think I can officially say that is not a front row that we have seen in a feature at the Mighty Midgets. So there's another new front row for us. Nightcap. NetCode ESports Mighty Midget Series, 30 more laps. Oswego Speedway, we're underway. Good start for Anelski and Boyd. James Gray, maybe a little asleep at the wheel right there. He's going to fall back. We got a big spin, a bunch of cars around backwards. Let's go drone cam this real fast. We're going to watch that green, bright green car right there. In up the hill. Oh, car shot across, got Bo Brennan, knocked Silby into the fence. Remember when I said things can either go really good or really bad depending on the night? There's really bad because that car might be damaged and now he may be fighting a broken car the rest of this race. Bo Brennan, his car broken enough, he took it to the pits. We'll see if he can roll back out. But that was lap 1. We got to turn 2. Brandon was 4th or 5th in feature number 1. Maybe he DNF'd. It was only 10 minutes ago and I've already forgotten. Don't get old, folks. Works on your head. It's terrible. Looked like he's going to roll out and rejoin the back of the field. He got bumped into, and I don't know if it was Krikorian or Motley that got into him. Car got out of shape down on the bottom, slid across the track, and right up and into him. But we're ready to go back to green flag racing. Quickie cautions here. They go fast. And Adelski brings us back to green. Boyd and Gray, 2nd and 3rd. Here comes Billy Barros. There's Josh Gerlach. There's Riley Scott right behind that. Look who's right in the mix already early in this one. Not waiting until we're 10 to go to get into that top 6. Cody Parmley. And Parmley's going to be able to run the top. He's very adept at using that high line everywhere we go. In behind James Gray. And Gray was kind of going a little slider cut down there. Parmley didn't want to get into that right rear, and he had to check the car down number 4 and put Parmley up to the 5th spot. Guys up front could be in trouble, because here he comes. Black Max on his way. Wayne Anelski, 3/4 of a second in front of Billy Barros. Josh Gerlach, Garrett Boyd is right there. They're 3 wide. Parmley went to the top. Gerlach went to the bottom. They squeeze around Garrett Boyd. Both of them get spots. Parmley gets 2. Slip out of turn 2, but he's a nose ahead getting into 3 and 4. He is just going to drive it around the high side, and he is going to pass Josh Gerlach easily into the 3rd spot, and now Billy Barros, the next car. Wayne Anelski keeping it out there 3/4 of a second. Now he's opened it up to almost a full second. This time Parmley with the slider in 1 and 2. Barros not able to get the cut down line to work. Spot goes to Parmley, and out 0.6 of a second. Up onto the fluff, kept the car underneath him. Still closed a couple of hundredths on the gap there. He's got it to 0.5 second now. Here comes Garrett Boyd with the slider on Barros. Oh, and he clips the fence. That's going to end his night.
All right, man.
Caution. And a good run. Spoiled by the outside fence right here. Good slider till right there. That right rear caught the fence, and then he got Steven Spiess in it as well. He's going to drive it away. I don't know if the car's hurt very bad or not, but he's going to drive it away. And now 0.5 second is gone. And on the restart, you're going to have to deal with the 16 right on your push bar on the back of that car. Wayne Anelski. And I'm sure he's looked at his relative. Steven Spiess is 4th. Josh Gerlach, David Krikorian, James Gray, Riley Scott, Bo Brandon 9th, Craig Silby 10th, then Wacker, Boyd, as Motley is already out of this one. We get ready to go back here to the front for the restart. 22 to go on the green flag.
Green.
Out of 2, Parmley off the top. Got a pretty good run. He closes the gap a little bit, but Anelski's doing a good job getting into the bottom and out on the bottom. I just think it's going to be a matter of time because there's too much momentum up top, and Parmley is a master Getting up there and finding enough grip. He'll get a big lurch right there on the exit of 2. He's going to pull alongside. Will he have the lead at 20 to go? 10 laps to go from 8th to 1st. And I think Parmalee led the lap by just a foot or so. Ooh, now a little come together. That'll open things up, and Parmalee going to have to start all over. Now he gets by on the high side. So Cody Parmalee to the point. Nelski still second, Barros is third, Gerlach is fourth, and Krikorian is up to the 5th spot. Riley Scott, Bo Brandon 6 and 7. Steven Spieth is taking the 55 car off the track. James Gray as well. So Spieth, Gray, and Motley. 3 retirees. We race with 10, all in the lead lap. Parmalee got around Nelski, and now you start to open it up. He's 3/4 of a second out in front. Nelski's got a second on Barros. This track very different. Doesn't look like it's nearly as racy as the last track was. Battle behind. Bo Brandon's trying to take the high side and go around Riley Scott as we watch Gerlach and Krikorian go at it. Nice crossover from Gerlach right there. He went high to low with the cut down. Flew past Krikorian. Krikorian keeps the high side in 3 and 4, and he may get the spot right back. And he clearing by 3 car lengths. Bo Brandon now inside the top 5. Oh, and Craig Silby with a big slider. I don't know who that was. Might have been Riley. No, it wasn't Riley Scott. Yes, it was Riley Scott's car, and Riley Scott got the "you're out of the ballpark" treatment right there. I had to look and make sure that's what I saw, and it is. So Parmalee 3 seconds in front of Billy Barros. David Krikorian now third. Josh Gerlach, Bo Brandon, Craig Silby, Garrett Boyd, and Brent Wacker. Everybody else is falling out. Wayne Anelski must have had to issue his car straight to pit road. I didn't see him have an incident, wreck. He might have hit the fence in 3 and 4 once or twice trying to run that high line that you see Parmalee running. Cody Parmalee putting it down in feature number 2. As Riley Scott officially out of this one. Billy Barros, well, he's going to say it again. Another second place finish. Another not on the top step of the podium finish. Krikorian is third. Gerlach is fourth, and Gerlach finished on the podium last race. Just a little shy of this one. We're coming around to 10 to go. He's running out of laps, and this track don't look like it's quite as racy. Krikorian has a problem. All by his lonesome up here. Oh, this is not, that's not the lap we want. Oh, clipped the fence and spun the car out, and then Josh Gerlach creams him with their left front. I think that car is broken as well. Yeah, it's down on the left front. So Gerlach. And now Parmalee, Barros, and Brandon run 1, 2, 3. Silby is fourth. Boyd is fifth. Then Brent Wacker 6th, David Krikorian 7th as he's back out and running. He went in, they checked it, said there's nothing they can do. Threw him back on the racetrack. And Josh Gerlach has a lot of left front damage. I don't know if they'll be able to get him back out. He's not guaranteed any work time. funky. So war of attrition in feature number 2, and we're going to have 9 to go. We get this restart right here. Anelski back on track. He's six laps down to the leaders. So we've got a restart. They got pretty tight right there. Silby going after Brandon. He couldn't get it in there and make it stick. Garrett Boyd will run the bottom. Boyd with the slider. Brushes the fence, and Silby goes right back past him. Brandon around Barros in 1 and 2, and Barros trying to fight back on the low side. 7 to go this time. Parmley's easing away from this battle for second place. Six to go for Parmley. Here comes Silby. Drove it deep to the center. Car started up the hill, and he had to roll off the throttle and give all that room back. 3-car battle for the final couple of podium spots. David Krikorian, after the spin, trying to get back up here and get in this top 5. Make it the top 4. Cody Parmley's getting away from these guys once again. 4 to go for him this time. Silby thought about the slider, but Brandon kept his foot in it and drove right back by him. Parmley is absolutely gone. He's 2 seconds out in front again. We've only been at it for about 5 or 6 laps. He's running 3 4/10 a second faster laps than anybody else on the racetrack. Two to go for Parmley. Oh, Craig Silby out of the ballpark, and Silby will fall out of a top 5 spot. We saw it happen. He clips the fence, and the car goes sideways and up and over, and that's what's going to cause it. So a 2-lap shootout to finish things. Parmley, Barros, Brandon, Krikorian, Boyd, and then Wacker and Gerlach as Silby sits on pit road. He's 8th. Wayne Anelski chance to pass him. Anelski will finish 9th, then Scott Spieth, Gray, and Motley are our early exit cars. We should go green this time for the 2-lap shootout. Back to the green flag. Good restart for Parmley. He cut it down the hill, and that car just launched for him. Barros and Brandon going to get at it again. Big run for Brand through the center of 1 and 2. He'll move to the inside. He's going to take the spot away from Barros. I don't think he's got enough time with 1 lap to go to get that 0.8 of a second. Oh, then he makes a big bobble, and he's going to fall out of the top 5. Barros to second. Krikorian to third. Boyd is right there. Can he steal a podium finish out of this? Parmley's going to win it easily. Barros, Krikorian, and Boyd are right here together, coming to the checkered flag. Parmley across the line. Barros second. Krikorian hangs on for third. Boyd is fourth, and Gerlach in fifth. Brandon had it in there in a big bobble in 3 and 4. He falls to sixth. Wacker was seventh, then Silby, Anelski, Scott Spies, Gray, and Motley rounding things out. All right, let's talk to David Krikorian real quick here. David Krikorian, you got a copy?
What's up?
Oh, man. You're going to get a podium out of this deal. This track looked good, and your car looked really good in the second show. You're right there, and Brandon, right in front of you. You're battling with him, and then all of a sudden his car went whoop-de-doo, and around you go.
Yeah, I don't know how I finished third, but I don't like this track in this car for some reason. I think I want more power, and the car doesn't have that. We got super slick in the second race, and it got to the point where I could just run the sucker like a pavement track, and it worked.
Well, you looked good all night long in the second show. Like, this was actually, a lot better conditions, or you figured something out. I don't know if, the third place, you stayed right there, so obviously you earned it. It just, this place is technical enough. We talked about it in the first show. If you miss the line a little bit, man, it can really hurt you. But if you can hit it, you can really benefit from a whole lot of things if other people are missing the line.
Yeah, and this car, it's such a momentum car. You can't really power your way out of an issue. Like, if this was like a non-wing sprint car, you could probably power your way out of it, but just you can't do that in this car. And once it got slick enough, I just rolled bottom and just hoped that maybe the top would slow down or people would make mistakes, and it happened.
Well, an awesome run, man. A third place finish. Some shout outs, some thank yous. We'll let you head out.
Shout out all the homies on the B team. We ride solo this week. We got next week with the finale and see what we got.
All right, man. Thanks for chatting with us. We'll look forward to seeing you next week at that finale.
All right, thank you.
David Krikorian finishing in that third spot tonight in show number 2. And now, couple of podiums, still no wins, but Billy Barros, all in all, good night of racing.
It really was. I hit my targets for tonight, and hey, I'm sorry I got out of the car here. Look at that was just
you're
a
fired.
Habit. But that should be. But yeah, man, I can't complain. I just wanted to beat that 71 car tonight for the championship, and he got me in the first one, and I think I got him by a little bit in the second one, so we should be really, really close going into our last week next week.
Yeah, I think it's going to be within a point or two, one way or the other, when we go to that doubleheader at the season finale, and that should make for one heck of a night, because Cedar Lake usually has a really good show when you guys go in there. So are you looking forward to that track, not just the battle?
I'm looking forward to that track more so than this one. I can tell you that much. But every time we go to Cedar Lake, man, it's been the Bo Brannon show. So I'm saying watch out for that guy to dominate, and anyone who can fall in line behind him is going to be golden.
All right, man, give me a couple of shout-outs, some thank yous after a great night of racing.
Of course. Thank you, Roger. Always appreciate having you here, man. I love going back and watching the streams. Thanks to Josh again for putting the league together. Always happy to be a part of it, and everyone else who comes out here and races with us.
All right, buddy. Congrats again. I'll see you next week for that epic battle in the season finale.
All right. Thanks, Roger.
Billy Barros finishing in second, and like he said, that should tighten the points up pretty good. But let's talk to a guy who came in on a 7-race win streak. He got snapped with the hot shoe in race number 1 tonight. He comes home fourth in that one. He makes up for it, and I don't know, looked like he drove angry the entire second race because he absolutely put a beat down on these guys. Cody Parmley, you made it look a lot easier in race 2 than it looked in race 1 for sure.
Yeah, the race one, I kind of screwed myself and Bo. I didn't know they were gonna check up so much, and I accidentally spun Bo. I checked up, and then it kind of ruined my race from there. The second one, that was a fun race. And the LCQ, I wasn't expecting to pass anyone. I was just trying different lines, or I wanted to see if the top was fast, and I guess it was.
Yeah, it looked like this track got quite a bit slicker than the first track, and you were really almost consigned to running the top side, which we know you do very well. Only a couple of mistakes that I saw.
Yeah, it was kind of weird running the top on that track. You kind of had to throw it in sideways, like super sideways, and straighten the car out and hit the exit. Perfect. But other than that, yeah, the top was treacherous. If you in 3 and 4, if you touched the wall just a little bit, you were going over.
Well, always scary, especially when you know there's all those places where it just kind of kicks you out of the ballpark. But you ran it well. You won by quite a bit, about 1 3/4 seconds, if I remember right. 2 races to go. You can still make it to 10 for the season, which is still the record. You gonna come in and try to sweep us next week?
10 wins is the record, you said?
10 wins in a single season is the record.
I could try. I don't know if it's gonna happen, but I'll for sure try.
All right, man. Some shout-outs and some thank yous before we let you get out of here.
Well, everyone at Mighty Midgets for putting the race on, having me a part of it, and of course you guys for streaming.
All right, man. Congrats on the win. Thanks for chatting with us. We'll see if you can come to Cedar Lake and at least tie the single season record.
I'll try.
All right, buddy. We'll see you next week.
All right, later.
Cody Parmley back to his winning ways. 7 in a row, snaps the string, takes himself out of contention to be the lone single season wins record holder. He will look to tie the record at 10 next week when he comes back at Cedar Lake for the season finale. Points are going to be super tight, and we'll be talking about that before we go racing next week. We'll try to talk to our 2 contenders and get their thoughts as they head into what should be a pretty epic night of racing over there for the championship in 2025 B season. So make sure you don't miss that next Thursday night. Come back and see us every day of the week, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. If you're over on Facebook, like, share, and follow. If you're on YouTube, Twitch, or Trovo, hit the subscribe button. You'll know every time we go live. Thank you all for being here. Without you, there's no reason for this to do this. Without all the awesome leagues giving us great racing like we saw again here tonight, there is nothing for us to cover. High fives, pats on the back all the way around to everybody for that. Till we see you again, peace and love to y'all. Keep the rough side facing down. Keep it dirty for me till you see me again.